I used to transition about 90% of the time outside of work for several years. Sellafield was actually quite a big, one of the biggest barriers that I had. I did actually at one point think about moving away. I mean, I'm Whitehaven born and bred, and if you feel uncomfortable in your own town, then there's something slightly wrong. Coming in as basically a different person is a bit soul destroying. It's also makes it quite lonely as well. You work like anybody, it goes up and down, but the problem about being trying to be somebody who you aren't, you'll be fairly in a great mood one day, but then when you are in a bad mood, you're not just in a depressed mood, you're really depressed. I was actually outed at work twice. It got back to my line manager, who wanted to have a chat with me about, quote, my alter ego, which I actually thought was quite funny at the time. And I explained to him that it wasn't my alter ego. I said, the alter ego is me being at work. If I hadn't done something soon, then I don't know what would have happened. I told all the team in a team meeting on the Friday, and then on the Monday I went for the new pass. On the Tuesday I came in as me. So I thought, this is right. And my head was back, shoulders were straight, and I just went into that office like I owned it. My confidence was increasing all the time then. To have a line manager who was helping me increase that and would actually, I think we put down a lot of me self-development things, personal development things on the PMAs or PFAs, whatever you want to call it. That made a difference. And it made a difference to the company, it made a difference to where I worked and everything. Everything had changed. I think my work ethic had changed, everything had changed. I went into that building being Andi Rutherford. The really awkward ones are when people suddenly come up about the op. Some people even turn around and ask if you're gay. I got asked one day for a week solid to show somebody some photographs of what I used to look like, which is actually quite offensive, because you're thinking, we just take this as being me. There's going to be a certain core of people who, it doesn't matter what I do and how much I push it, are going to turn around and be dead against it. And unfortunately that's going to happen everywhere. There's going to be some degree of bigotry everywhere you go. I've had one person who refused to shake my hand when I was introduced to them, and I can't even remember who that was, to be honest. So, you know, in fact, I don't think I could remember who that person was about 5 minutes later. People shouldn't be scared of me for any reason. I'm just a normal girl, just like anyone else, and that's all I would say to anybody at all. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, I would never ever have thought that I'd have been sitting through in Workington doing a project management exam. I would never ever have thought beforehand that I'd have been up speaking at conferences. So this is where everybody should be encouraging people to come through. Going to be people who've got possibly less mental health problems, there'll be less of a security risk, and besides the fact there'll also be better people for it as well. I want it so that when people go to work, it doesn't matter who they are, what the sexuality is, what the gender is, if they're transgender or anything at all. I would just like it to be a normal, everyday thing. People go to work, they go to work to do the jobs, and nobody's any different from anybody else.